So, what are the most searched for New Year's resolutions? Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. With us from Google is technology expert Robert Ferrara. Hi, Robert.
Hey, Fred, thanks so much for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, let's take a peek at what we've all been searching for when it comes to resolutions. What are some of the things on top?
Yeah, so, as you mentioned, it's the time of year, right? Everyone is thinking about their resolutions and ways they can really better themselves for 2024. And that always comes across in our search trends. So, for top resolutions, we're seeing them in really three major categories. And the first, which is not surprising, is health, which includes, physical health, mental health, wellness. So, everything under that umbrella. The second being financial. So, resolutions based on money and, being more budget conscious and trying to save a little bit more. And then the third, which is really interesting, a little bit new this year, is a focus on green and eco-friendly resolutions. So people thinking really about the kinds of products they buy, eco-friendly products, sustainable fashion, and things like that. So ways they can get a little bit more eco-friendly in their own homes with things like composting and whatnot. So really interesting to see how it changes year over year.
And I see that people were also looking to find out what their chances of success might be with the resolution.
Yes. So the top question we've seen is what percentage of resolutions fail? And research shows that only 9% of Americans that set resolutions actually complete them at the end of the year. And it's not, the greatest of numbers. So we're really focused with a lot of our Google tools and our tips and tricks to really help you kind of stay on top of them, because there's a lot of great ways that the technology can be really useful in your everyday life.
I guess there's some solace to be found in knowing you're not alone when things don't go as planned. Tell us about
Exactly.
tell us about some of the tools that Google can help with to help people succeed.
Yeah, so first and foremost, Bard, which is our generative AI tool that we launched just under a year ago, really comes to mind as one of the best ways. So there's a lot of confusion all around generative AI and how it could really make your life a lot more simple. And we think that Bard, specifically with these resolutions, can really shine. So, for example, in the health category, we're seeing that Bard really excels with things like, create custom workout plans. The way we think of this product is, somewhere to get unstuck, right? Somewhere a place to get your ideas off the ground, to get that creative inspiration. So you might set out with these resolutions, but you may not know how to actually execute on them. And that's where Bard comes into play. So you can use it for, hey, I have a trail near my apartment. I have some dumbbells. I have a building gym. I walk this many blocks to work each day. What's a customized workout plan that I could follow to meet my goals this year? And you'll be impressed, and you can tailor it, based on your exchange with Bard as you go back and forth. Another big thing is meal planning. So, obviously gym membership and meal planning and just meal prep spikes every year in January on search. And I have been loving using Bard for my meal planning. It's something I really wanted to be more conscious of in the new year. And it's incredible what you can do with it. You can say, I have these three ingredients in my fridge, a couple of this in my pantry. What are, a few different options for a high protein, healthy dinner that I can make up tonight for dinner after work. And you can have just easy ideas right there. We're seeing parents are searching for healthy breakfast ideas for kids before school. It's another really big one. So things like that can really, really help with your results and staying on top of those resolutions.
Can it actually invent recipes now?
It pulls from all different types of places. It generates really, really incredible ideas. I've made a lot of really awesome recipes. Another big thing I've been using it for too is so the health benefits of dry January always spikes. We've seen that over the last few years consistently in January, and actually surged over 2,000% in the last week alone. So everyone really fixated on how to cut out more alcohol, how to just get a little bit more focused and figure out different ways. And one thing that you can ask Bard for is like, create me a mocktail recipe. I have these different beverages in my fridge. Like, what's a fun idea where I can kind of come home from work and decompress with something that's non-alcoholic? So it really comes up with really, fascinating results. And you can customize as you wish. Oh, maybe you're not into something that's super fruity, and you can give that feedback. So the beauty of Bard and chatting with an interface like that is like the multi-turns, right? So instead of just one prompt, you just go back and forth without having to restate yourself. So it gets you to a place where you feel really good about the result and what you're looking to the tool for.
Can it help with money too?
It can. So a big thing, we're seeing searches on how to save money in January, specifically on groceries, on rent. We're seeing a big interest in personal finance apps and books, a big desire for to folks to brush up on financial literacy and budget conscious, ways to go out the new year. So for Bard, you can actually brainstorm a lot of different activities. So for example, you can say, hey, I have a date night coming up. What are some fun, low budget ideas that we can do? Gift ideas. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. It's unbelievable to think about, but what are some gift ideas on a budget for my partner? What are some tips for discount shopping online? Really helpful ways that you can really just think about money and how you're spending it and ways to cut back. Another way too is on the Google search bar as well. On the homepage, you can search shop deals, and you actually get access to the best price of billions of listings across the web. So you're able to really competitively shop for what you're looking for, see all your different options, and making sure that you feel really comfortable and that the item that you're choosing is within budget.
And travel is on the list of a lot of people when it comes to resolutions, trying to do a little more or go someplace interesting. And I know Bart can be of help there too.
Absolutely. Travel is always one of our top resolutions each year. And I think personally, Bard is some of my favorite tool to use for travel. I have used it for many different itineraries, whether it was, Italy, the islands and Caribbean, so many different places I've gone to. I just went to Bard for inspiration, and I was incredibly impressed with what it was able to do. So you can say, if you're in the research stage, I'm looking for warm destinations that I want to escape to in February. I live in New York. What are some destinations that you suggest? What are some places I can go to that fit anything from climate, budget, travel time, things like that, and you'll see what you get. And then it really has no limit. Once you hone in on a destination that you want to go to, you can actually ask it to create a detailed itinerary, and you can just give it as much detail as you want it to. I'm here for 4 days. I'll be staying around this town square. What are some close by attractions? What are some recommended restaurants in the area as well? So one thing that we find Google Bard being so competitive is that it brings in the power of the Google ecosystem, which is really impressive. So we have these things called extensions, and extensions allow Bard to connect to your entire Google profile. So that's things like maps, that's hotels, flights, your own Gmail. So, if you're anything like I have friends, planning trips and sending around itineraries and budgets and things like that, I can easily ask Bard to just try and track what I'm looking for and say, when was that trip again to Scottsdale? And, what are the details around that? And then ask it for more recommendations. Say, you have a bachelor party and you're responsible for some of, a day or two of activities. You can ask Bard for that and just have it fit into what already has been planned. So it's really cool. Bard is also great at, helping you write tricky emails. For example, if you had a complaint about a hotel, or say you wanted to write to a hotel about an upgrade, something like that, Bard can help you out with and draft. Show me flights, show me things to do. What are some things that are coming up? All really great ways to use the tool. And then of course, outside of Bard, flights in general, you can track prices on Google Flights. You can explore for the lowest price possible, ways that, will allow you to scratch that that travel bucket list this year while still being a little bit more budget conscious and fit within your goals.
Terrific. So what's the easiest way for people to start to take advantage of all that Bard can do?
Take a look at bard.google.com and start playing around with it. It's free for use. It's been upgraded recently to one of our most powerful models, and it's really impressive what it can do. And it could be difficult trying to demystify AI and how it could be useful in someone's everyday life, and how it can really make things a lot more simple for you. And I think that with these resolutions, a tool like Bard really, really shines. I use it every day myself, and I'm shocked at how much time I save and how much of a help it is.
Just terrific. Robert Ferrara, Happy New Year, and thanks for taking time with us.
Happy New Year. Thanks again for having me.